Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Didi. I am a South African living in New York City, and I can confidently say that 2024 kicked my ass. Okay, it dragged me up and down the streets, but I am here, scraped, bruised and battered, but not defeated. Okay? Now, I'm going to be sharing the 5 top lessons that I learned from this very, very difficult year. The hardest year I've had in my life. This is the hardest year I've had in my life. And the weirdest part is that at the beginning of this year, I did a video where I was talking about how 2023 was so bad that I stopped using toilet paper and paper towels and tissue to wipe away my tears. I started using a washcloth, a vaslapi. And I thought to myself, there's no way it could get worse. It did. It did. But we live to tell the tale. Sorry for this lip smacking. Before I ramble along, because I will ramble along, thank you so much for choosing to spend time with me today. I started off this year with 100, maybe 100 subscribers, and now I have almost 800 subscribers. Thank you so much for choosing to click on this video and spend time with me. If you think I'm a vibe, please subscribe. I discovered the other day that it rhymes, and that's why people say it. If there's anything that I mention in these videos that is resonating to you or that you think would be useful for someone else, please share it along. Today, I'm going to be sharing the 5 lessons that I learned in 2024 because I got dragged, okay? My future videos will be more centered on New York City and like my experience of living here as a South African. And I really want to focus in on, how I came here to study, how I managed to get scholarships, which universities I applied to, how I went about that process. I also want to talk about the green card process because I know a lot of people are curious about that. I'm going to talk about the living expenses, like all those like really logistical things, because I've been getting quite a few people either in Instagram or here asking me about that whole process. But today, because it's the last day of 2024, I'm going to take this opportunity to share a little bit about what this year has been, because my God, today. Number 1. Your recurring experiences are a direct correlation to your relationship with yourself. Ouch. Ouch. I'm going to say it again because I recently wrote this down and went, my goodness, I can't believe that I finally got to this nugget. Your recurring experiences are a direct correlation to your relationship to yourself, right? So this year, I experienced a lot of betrayal. I remember even halfway through the year being like, this does not feel familiar to me. This does not feel like the life I'm supposed to be living. I don't understand why I'm experiencing betrayal on so many levels in so many areas of my life. And it took for one other big betrayal for me to actually sit down in my trauma, in my unregulated nervous system mode, to unpack. And I literally came to this like a few weeks ago. And I realized that part of the reason why I was experiencing so much betrayal is because I had betrayed myself so many times that the momentum, the energy, the vibration, the frequency, the communication I was giving to God and the universe and all those that are listening was that I enjoy betrayal. That's my frequency. That's where I was living. How had I been betraying myself, saying yes to things that I didn't really feel like saying yes to? Saying yes when I knew I really wanted to say no. Doing things, entering into relationships with people, whether it's friendships or otherwise, where I wasn't 100% sure, where I felt like I was shorting myself, or I feel like more, it's not really quite a good fit. But you know what? Let's see. Giving people the benefit of the doubt when actually you should have cut them off. Next year, I'm using my scissors, guys. Goodbye. Okay? Not prioritizing myself, putting other people before me to my own detriment. Now, I want to be clear when I talk about prioritizing myself. I'm not talking about being selfish and like not considering other people. That is not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about inconveniencing myself in favor of making other people comfortable, or in favor of honoring other people and making sure they are comfortable, right? And because I live in New York City, where everyone is looking out for themselves, I just figured it out. If I'm looking out for everybody else and everybody else is looking out for themselves, who's looking after me? So that's number 1. So if there's certain things that keep happening to you, I want you to pause and look at your relationship with yourself. And I can say that the inverse has been true, where whenever I've been joyful and happy and really in love with myself and loving myself and giving my things the things that I know I deserve, the universe has sung a choir of giving me the same times 10, times 20, getting free trips to places, winning competitions, things literally when I say red carpets being rolled out in front of me. I have experienced the other side of that where because I was feeling so good about myself and treating myself with the respect that I know I deserve and love and joy, and there was a levity to me. Those were the experiences, the recurring experiences that I was having. So I really want you to sit with yourself and think long and hard about what are some of these recurring experiences that you are seeing in your life or patterns that are mirroring the way you treat yourself. Big light bulb moment. Okay. If you choose to cut off right here, that's fine. That was the main thing that I really wanted to share, please. Okay. Number 2, do not tolerate jealousy in close relationships. Please. If you see a sprinkling of jealousy or envy, moonwalk to the left. Sidestep. Quietly pack your things and moonwalk to the left. If you are the friend who's experiencing jealousy or envy over someone else's life, for the love of all things amazing, grab your things quietly and moonwalk to the left. Leave the people in peace. Go fix yourself. Go stitch yourself up together, or some of you have to excavate, open up, and go take out the things that are causing that. And actually, one thing that I know is that jealousy and envy is usually a sign that there's something lacking or missing in your life that you are observing. So as opposed to sitting there with your green eyes, trying to, scheme and plot, yes, I'm not saying that every time people feel jealousy, it's because they want to scheme and plot. But jealousy is information, right? It's actually information for you. If you are coming into someone's house and you are seeing their husband and you're like, I want, Patomba Mudimo, go and download the apps like the other kids are doing and go find yourself a man or a husband. Same if you want a wife, if you want a partner, if you want a job, if you want a car, if you want whatever it is, if you want peace, joy, and happiness, go and take the time to go and cultivate a way to figure that out for yourself. Okay? Instead of sitting there and coveting other people's things, wanting other people's things. Okay? Jealousy is a normal emotion. We understand that. But if you are experiencing that with people who are super close to you, you need to make room in that relationship for you to go fix yourself, go and figure out what it is that is missing, that is triggering this thing in you that makes you want whatever it is you are wanting. And then once you have healed, you may return to the relationship and resume if you still feel you want to. If you are observing that somebody is not quite happy for you in your life, when you're reaching big milestone moments or even tiny moments, please do yourself a favor. Exit. Okay? I'm not going to belabor that point. I'm just not. All I can tell you is you will land yourself in hot water. If you notice that and you continue. That's all I'll say. Number 3. Batongba Mudimo. Beware of unequally yoked relationships of any kind. Whether it's an intimate partner relationship, friendship, colleague relationship, teamwork, community building, whatever, society, whatever it is that you are involved in. If you can see that this is an unequally yoked relationship, please make an assessment and make a decision about whether you're going to stay and try and repair and get to a place where you guys are going to be in lockstep, or if you are going to moonwalk to the left. Okay? The idea of equally yoked, the idea of yoking, originates from the Bible. Now, some of you may or may not know, I went to a Catholic school for girls for 12 years, and I still have a lot of those religious education, knowledge embedded in me. And the idea of equally yoked or unequally yoked comes from the Bible. It's a Bible reference to when farming used to take place using oxen, where two of them would be paired and they would have to toil the soil together. And it only worked really well when both of them were in lockstep, right? When they were moving in the same pace, had the same level of effort and energy that they were putting into it. And I think this is the same in terms of your relationships. And I think when people talk about reciprocity, that's partly what they're talking about. Equally yoked relationships also mean when one person is one of you or whatever, one person is trying to slow down, needs a little bit of a breather, the other one is able to slow down because they recognize that, my partner needs a little bit of a breather. So they can slow down so that you can slow down, give them a moment, and then we can speed up again, right? Reciprocal and vice versa. Because what ends up happening in unequally yoked relationships is if you are not in lockstep, someone's getting dragged and someone's dragging. And it hurts for both because you're literally tied by your neck area to one another. Right? So beware of unequally yoked relationships. Are you the person who's doing most of the emotional labor and the mental labor and the physical labor or whatever, right? And is the other person just coasting? Or is it vice versa? Like I'm literally just thinking to myself that when the basics are taken care of, you can actually even enjoy. Like think about if you were an ox and you were tilling and toiling the soil, if you have equal amounts of determination, effort, zest, energy, and focus, then you can actually enjoy the process. You can even sing while you're doing it, yeah? Talali lele, pepere pa pa pa, dabara zepepe, zebere pam pam pa, woza pa, pepe pepe. Because you have taken care of the basics. If the basics and the foundation has not been taken care of, how can you have fun? Yeah? Birimarung. There is no birimarung for you because you haven't taken care of the basics, right? Or birimarung ends up being the escape because you don't want to look at the fact that the basics are not taken care of. What are the basics? Your values. Are your values aligned? I'm going to pause there because I feel like I can keep going on this one, but please beware of unequally yoked relationships and really make an assessment of, are you willing to take the steps to shift things so that you can slow down a little bit so that it equalizes? Are you able to have a conversation with whoever you are in an unequally yoked relationship with? And this is not just for intimate partnerships. It's with friendships. It's with colleagues. It's with, all the people you're in relationship with. Okay? Now, number 4. Rock Bottom Academy is where you get trained on the art of the bounce back. I have been in Rock Bottom Academy for the duration of 2024. And let me tell you something. I am in the process of designing the art of the bounce back for myself. And I should probably trademark that and maybe write a book. Who knows? And I am considering creating a short series specifically speaking to the art of the bounce back where I am just fixing myself up. And when I say fixing, I'm not just talking about the physical. I'm also talking about the internal. There's a lot of shifts I need to make for myself, and I've talked about a lot of them on this channel. So all of that to say, when you do hit rock bottom, something that you might not know on your way down and when you hit the ground is that there's a little mattress, a little spring towards the right or the left or whatever that actually helps you bounce back because you've hit the rock bottom so hard that it gives you momentum to keep going up. And there's something beautiful about hitting rock bottom that requires you to ask, what happened? What happened? Why? Why did it happen? How? Who was involved? You have to make an assessment. What led us to the rock bottom? And then slowly start to gather yourself. Your broken bones, your scattered bag, your lip gloss, go grab your lip gloss, go grab your power bank, your cell phone with a cracked screen, go grab your things. And then slowly climb out, bruised, battered, dusty. Maybe you lost a tooth in the mix, Aritzi. but you'll slowly make your way up. And that's how you learn the art of the bounce back. And in fact, you cannot learn resilience and the depth of your personal power and willpower and determination if you are not faced with difficulty. The only way to learn those things is by having a hard time. This is why a lot of people who have experienced adversity are some of the best, most amazing, inspiring people, because they've had opportunities to show themselves and others and teach themselves and train themselves on how to emerge like a phoenix after crashing and burning, right? So the Rock Bottom Academy has a lot of nuggets. And I implore you, because I know a lot of us have had a hard time in 2024, please sit down and look at what you took from Rock Bottom Academy. What stones were there? Number 5. Friendships and community is unbeatable. I'm not talking about fake community. I'm talking about real community, robust, where the relating is pure, it's genuine, it's heartfelt, it's slow, it's patient. I cannot tell you how many times I have had this year. Oh my God. There's always a paper towel nearby, because, hey, I'll be crying, girl. I'll be crying. So many times when I felt like I was going down a dark path, feeling completely lost. And there were friends behind me walking around with a candle or a torch, just quietly coming behind me, being like, okay, she's going on her exploration. She's a bit disoriented, but I'm going to help her find her way back, on her way out, right? It doesn't have to be back. It can be through. And I'm so grateful for my friends and my family and my community, you know? And similarly to the resilience, I don't think you can actually see the quality and strength of your relationships until you become vulnerable enough to ask them to step in for you and with you. You know? So, oh my gosh. So I'm very grateful to, not that I needed to see or test, but that I have been able to say to my friends, I need a lifeline. And they all showed up, you know? They all showed up. And it also gave me an opportunity to see that even in the hardest of times, there's still so many soft, beautiful spaces that can hold me and make room for me, you know? I used to have a blog. I'm feeling so emotional. I used to have a blog. Whew, okay. It's been a tough year. Oh my gosh. Called, Hey, These Are My Friends. And there's never been a time like this year when I felt like reviving it. I have so much to be grateful for in terms of my relationships. You know, definitely lost some relationships this year and experienced grief. But I've also, uncovered the beauty, the strength, the power of my friendships that I currently have, you know? And all my friends showed up for me, you know? And there's actually only one person who in that process made me realize, oh, they don't belong here, right? And that's also a powerful and useful, very useful thing, because it means they don't get to go the distance, and you don't get to give them more opportunities to press on the painful parts. So no longer have access. And that's also very powerful. And I am also grateful for those lessons and those moments of like the universe going, open your eyes. Bula matlo. You know? So yeah, friendships, relationships, family, community. I can't tell you how many hours I spent on the phone with my family this year. My God. Yo, Shem, King. And my friends, have been just incredible. Incredible. So please be kind to your friends. And if you need a lifeline, ask your friends for a lifeline. They are waiting to be there. One of the most beautiful things that was unexpected that a friend of mine said, they said, Didi, thank you for coming to us with this. Thank you for asking us to step in. It's been a pleasure. And I never thought about that actually when you ask your friends for support, you are offering them an opportunity to step in a way that they might not feel invited to do otherwise, right? Because unsolicited support can be quite a frustrating thing or difficult thing. More on that another time. Yeah, I'll leave it here. I am, with trepidation, looking forward to 2025. I'm excited to leave 2024 behind. It has rocked my world. Oh my God, in so many ways. I'm definitely still grieving. I'm still licking my wounds, but I'm also finding ways to have pockets of joy, just deliciousness, lightness in between all of it. And we all have the capacity to do that. And I want to say actually thank you to my friends that allow me into their lives to such an extent that I can learn from them. I learn from my friends who've lost their jobs, but are still resilient, showing up, doing the work, being patient, and trying until they figure it out. Being with friends who have experienced unimaginable losses, but still get up, brush their teeth, get dressed, look fly, cry through it, but still show up and experience the world and allow the world to hold them and allow the world to give them gifts and blessings, right? The art of allowing is another big thing. Also the capacity to receive, right? Gosh, so much I could talk about, but I'm going to leave it here so that it's not too long. I appreciate each and every one of you so much for spending time with me, for clicking subscribe, for leaving a comment. It's a joy to get to know some of you. Actually, quite a few of you have written to me on Instagram that has turned into WhatsApp messages, and I'll see you for coffee in New York when you come. And when I'm in South Africa, I'd love for you to also. Why don't we go meet up for a cup of tea? Okay. I hope that 2025 brings with it blessings. I hope that 2024 has given you things you can take forward with you into 2025 and beyond. I would love to invite you again to put in your phone this question once a month, once every 3 months, once every 6 months, asking yourself the question, what has changed? It has brought profound lessons and learnings for me. Looking at my phone, being prompted once a month, what has changed? And wow, so much has changed. And even journaling on that. And then you have a gift at the end of the year of all the things that have changed. Again, I will link in the description. Yeah, a link to my blog, but also that I think I'm going to revive. And also Year Compass, which is the thing that I tend to use at the end of the year to sum up my year and to look at what's worked, what needs to be improved, any highlights. That's it. I'm going to go now, celebrate New Year's, and celebrate the ending of 2024 because I've had enough. It's been real. Goodbye. Okay, but honestly, I hope you have a wonderful day further. I hope you have a beautiful year ahead. Please take care of yourselves. And that's it from me for 2024. Goodbye.